So Logic Pro has come out with another update. Now it's Logic 12. People aren't really calling it Logic 12. It's just really Logic Pro, but it has a couple of new features that I'm really interested in trying, and I wanted to invite you guys along for the journey.
This is Ebony Mixes. Let's break it down.
Now, the new updates, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. The new updates are with Logic Pro. It's just a couple of things that I'm interested in. Everything else seems like, a regular update. So the new update that I'm curious about is what they're calling Chord ID. So basically the chord, there's supposed to be a way that you can identify the chord if you drop an audio track in there, or you play the audio track in there. It can identify what chord progressions need to match with that. Also, they have a new synth player. So the synth player is new. I mean, they already had pads, but I guess this is like a dedicated synth player. So that is what is new for the session players. Right now, I'm in Logic, and here I'm going to create a new track. What I'm going to do is go to keyboard player, because I heard that synth player is in keyboard player. So here we are in keyboard player, and already you guys see the chord right here. They already have the chord progressions, because when you open up a synth player, it just gives you, I think this is the key of C, so it's decided actually the key of D for some reason, and it already gives you something. All right, so you get that. So let's find the synth player. So you would go down into, this is the area, the work station for the session players. You can go right here. It says keyboard player, go to block chords, and then it says type. It says keyboard player. See, there's no thing for synth player. It has it right here, synth. So I have simple, pad, modulated, and rhythmic. So I'll just do simple, as it's got to be simple, right? And then it still does the same one. So it already has that chord progression. But what we want to do is test out whether or not it can identify a chord progression from something that we either played, because I think this would be great if, whether you sing or you play an instrument like guitar or piano, or you took a sample like what I'm about to do. So what I'm going to do is go to Splice, and I'm going to get a sample that I got from Splice, a keyboard sample. I'm going to drag it here, import it. Okay. All right. Well, it already put like 92 for the tempo, but we're going to ignore that, act like we didn't see that. And what I'm going to do is take this audio track and drag it into the chord area. You see the chord ID? I'm going to drag it here. It says drop here to analyze region chords. Bam. Now it's analyzing the chord. Oh, that was fast. Okay. Now, so it has the chords G major 7, F sharp minor, F sharp minor, G major 7, F sharp minor. Right? Let's hear it. Okay, cool. So now with the synth player, we want the synth player to play along with it, right? To accompany it. So here we go. Let's see. Now we need to make sure that the chords match, that these chords match with this. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure, I'm going to go to chords in the session player area. There's one on the left-hand corner, it says chords. And I already have it checked, follow global chord track. That's to make sure that it doesn't give me some random chord progression. So let's see if it actually matches. That's dope. I actually really like that. I really do. I really do like it. I actually am happy. Now, see, that makes it easier because before, when I didn't feel like trying to figure out what the chord progression was, I would go to a different website, figure out what the chord progression was, and then just like, have to do it myself. All right. Or actually fill out what the key was and then figure out what the chord progression was and do it myself, right? All right. So if that's cool, that would make it easier if I was, like I like making my own drum tracks, but you do have the session player with the drums. So you could add the drums because it also is supposed to monitor the tempo. So okay, good. Right. You could always change everything. And then with the bass player, homie, what am I doing? Bass player. This is better. This is a pretty good update for me. I like the chord ID. Thank you, Logic, for doing something logical. I appreciate that. You guys tell me what you think about this. I know a lot of people have issues with AI. I think this function of AI is actually helpful. It speeds up the process. We got things to do. And we can still keep our own creativity. Even though you have the session players, you obviously can do so much editing to it. You can also take your own synths or whatever and your own sounds and you can put that into Logic and so make it your own. But that's just out the box what they're doing. It doesn't really take away, in my opinion, doesn't take away from artistry. I will say that if I did, went to school for music and long time ago before they had all this stuff and transcribing, I do appreciate the ability to be able to transcribe and figure out what the key is minor and major and all that. But this does help. It does help. When you got other things to do, you got kids, you got other jobs, or you're on a deadline. You're like, sorry for the swallow. I was thirsty. All right, you guys. My name is Thalia Brown. This is Ebony Mixes. Let me know what you think of the new update, the Logic 12 update, and any other features that you guys like. Share with me. All right, peace.
This is Ebony Mixes.